Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another Fool's Gold review. And just to let the audience know how Fool's Gold actually works, as you can see on the left hand side there is sort of like a setting as to how this is set up. As you can see, we have the cover. So we have the cover, which is given its rating and how much I believe the cover is worth. Then the same applies to the art and then eventually to the area of the story. Out of this, there becomes a total for the artist. So how much I believe they earned through how much I believe that the cover and art is worth. And the same also applies for the writer with their story. Now, for the price of this in Australia, it was $4.99, to which the $4.99 transfers in currency conversion is about just under $9 Australian. So starting off with first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence, it does, to which I give it a 6.5 out of 10, to which I believe it's worth about $2.25. Next is the area of the internal art, but also what's happening story-wise with the characters around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So as the story begins, we catch up with Wally West, and we learn that his Speed Force powers having a bit of a connection to some of his memories. So in these events of like how he's trying to understand how he's got these speed powers, why it's happening, and of course we saw a bit of a memory there. As we start to jump towards the middle of the story, we learn that between here and the middle of the story, he learns about a mission that's that helps sort of like people who would be considered close to homeless or without a home, and they just need somewhere to hang out and have some food and whatever. And this is where he meets Linda Park. And last but not least, towards the end, to which Wally West is also with Grodd, and Grodd leads him towards one of the another experiment that has escaped from the military labs, and we learned that this particular experiment has a connection with fire. So for the internal art, I give it a 6 out of 10, to which I believe it's worth about $2. Next is the area of the story. So first things first, did we get anything time-wise? In other words, did the writer go out of their way to sort of like maybe indicate in the flashbacks as to how far back they were or how far forward we have moved into the future, or even use terms like past, present, future? The answer is no, we did not get that. So because of that, there is a slight lack of points applied to the story rating. Next is the area of the locations, to which we get to see Central City and one of the city missions that are there. Alright, last but not least is the cast of characters consisting of Wally West, Barry Allen, because we still get to see somehow Barry Allen connecting to his memories, and maybe even the possibility that he has also joined this absolute Speed Force. Of course, we had Grodd, we had Captain Boomerang, Captain Cold, and some of the other rogues. We had Linda Park, Dr. Fawn, which has been gender swapped this time around. But this is the dark side absolute universe. And last but not least, Rudy West, which is Wally West's old man. For my overall story rating, I give it a 2.5 out of 10, to which I believe it's worth about 85 cents. So the total for the writer The total for the writer is 85 cents. The total for the artist is $4.25. The overall racing is, or the overall price is $5.10. So out of the $8.95 that it's actually worth, there, or actually, is it $8.95 or? Yeah, $8.95. There was a loss of about $4.60, or close to $4.65 in loss. Until then, let's keep it colorful and have yourself an awesome day.